Que bueno, mi gente, Calix Boxing here. I was reading an article from Dan Raphael yesterday on ESPN.com, basically saying that he talked to Bob Arum and Pacquiao versus Horn 2, the rematch, will most likely happen in Australia in November. They got to work around Manny Pacquiao's Senate schedule, so it's looking like the fight will definitely happen and will definitely happen in Australia. They're just trying to lock down the time. They're thinking November. So the fact that we're talking about a rematch at all, say what you will about the scoring in the first fight, which I felt Pacquiao clearly won the fight, but Horn showed himself well. Say what you will about that, who you thought won the fight. 9 out of 10 people thought Pacquiao won the fight. But just the fact that the narrative has changed so much from before the fight to after the fight shows how washed up and how far gone Pacquiao is at this point. Before the fight, we were talking about, oh, Horn doesn't belong in the ring with him. This is just a fight to make Pacquiao look great on ESPN and make a quick buck in Australia, yada yada yada. To a rematch. To the first fight was competitive, and Pacquiao has to clearly show that he won the first fight by winning the second fight. Just the fact that the narrative has changed so drastically shows you how, man, how far gone Pacquiao is at this point. So I try to shy away from from as a fan saying, okay, this guy needs to retire at this point. I mean, it's his life, but for Pacquiao, I remember watching a documentary on Joe Louis where Bill Cosby said late in his career he watched Joe Louis as an old man just kind of limp to the ring, and how sad he was as a Joe Louis fan to see that. And as a guy who has admired Pacquiao's career over the past almost 2 decades, the past 15 years, it's sad to see to see Jeff Horn trash talking and saying he clearly beat Pacquiao, he's going to clearly beat him again. It's sad. And nothing against Jeff Horn, he's a decent fighter. He's a decent fighter. Not a top 10 welterweight in my opinion, but he's right on the outside. And he's a decent fighter. He makes it for some good fights against some decent welterweights. But to see him level with Pacquiao at this point, as a Pacquiao guy, it's pretty sad for me to see that. And I think Freddie Roach wants to see Pacquiao retire at this point. But it is what it is. He's going to fight on. The first fight was entertaining. I think the second fight will be entertaining because I think Pacquiao really does have something to prove at this point. In saying I'm going to show this guy up this point at this time, and I think there's a good shot he will stop Horn at this in the second fight. He'll definitely beat him, in my opinion. But just the fact that we're talking about this. He was supposed to dispatch of Horn, and if he fights on, was going to fight a farewell fight in the Philippines, or he was going to fight another top 10 welterweight and at least keep it going a little bit. But Father Time wins every time. Father Time is undefeated, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that deterioration with Pacquiao, and looks like we will see a rematch with Jeff Horn. And when Pacquiao has a rematch with this level of guy, well past his prime, man. Well past his prime, and time to at least think about, hopefully, hanging him up. But Pacquiao versus Horn, like every Pacquiao fight, almost every one of them, not the Josh Clottey fight, not so much, but like most Pacquiao fights, it's going to be entertaining while it lasts, and it will be fun. So, Pacquiao versus Horn looking like it's coming in November. Peace.